Hey,
Damian Wayne himself. What's going on, brother? How you doing?
I'm good, man. Good to be here.
How's the New York Comic Con going thus far?
It's good. I saw a little bit of the floor over there. Looks pretty busy, pretty poppin'. I'm excited to go check it out. And
Ready to
see
spend some money?
Yeah, yeah. No, I'm excited to see the film today. I haven't seen it yet, and they did send me a cut of it, but I really just kind of wanted to wait. I figured we might be able to go to Comic Con, and so here we are. So I'm excited to see it. And my little 7-year-old nephew is coming, so he's gonna watch it with me.
He knows you're Damian?
Yeah, he knows I'm Damian. He's never really seen me do what I do, so I feel like this will be a really cool first thing for him to come and check out. So he lives here in Queens with his dad. So.
Where does your Damian come from? What's your inspiration with your Damian?
Well, I'm accustomed to playing the villain. You know, on my Nickelodeon show, I played Max in Thundermans. Yeah, so you know, it was nothing new to me. So I kind of took from that, but you know, obviously I just dug into the origins of him, and you know, I didn't know that his mom's Talia al Ghul, and that was really interesting. You know, he wasn't just raised by Bruce Wayne. You know, he had a completely different upbringing than I thought he did, and. So, you know, it definitely put me in a different mindset than I would have thought. But yeah, that's what's so cool about characters, you know, and especially characters that have such a rich history like this, you know. There's a lot to dig into.
Do you have a favorite story, Damian story that you kind of...
Honestly, I pretty much just dug into the origins. I mean, I know he was biologically made to be perfect. I know that he wasn't able to meet Batman until he beat his mom in a battle, so that was pretty cool. But as far as I looked up some story arcs and basically did some research online of his origins, basically, so I had a little bit of a handle of who this guy was, and pretty much just went for the script of this movie. So.
Did you check out any of the Super Sons comic books?
Yeah,
so to kind of see the relationship between the two characters.
Yeah, I read about it online, and I saw some of the graphics and stuff, and I picked up a couple of the comics when I was in one of the Comic Cons last year.
Yeah, so what's the best voice direction you've ever been giving when you're in the booth?
I mean, honestly, our director was pretty lax with things. He kind of pushed us in the right direction. He kind of let us find the characters ourselves. But yeah, I can't pinpoint a particular direction. But as far as directing goes, you know, I like it when the director is hands-on enough to kind of portray his vision, but also give the actors their space to do what they do, and so that's what Matt did with us. So it was
you guys, record together or separately?
Separate, yeah. So I actually met Jack today. So we'd never met, and it was interesting. You know, the first session you're kind of just guessing, you know, how things are gonna go, but the second session I went in and I saw, you know, my voice matched up with the animation. The animation was a lot further along than the first session, and then it just looked amazing, and I was literally giddy with excitement because it looked so good. And then you have the confidence, you know, to really hit that second session with really everything you got. And but yeah, even though we didn't record together, I could tell that we were gonna have great chemistry. You know, he's such a funny guy and very generous actor, a lot to play off of. So yeah, I'm really happy with how it turned out.
So you got to hear kind of his track.
Right.
So you knew how to...
Exactly. So I heard him, and so... But it's interesting with animation, you don't get that, in person, you know, a lot of times it's very separate, you know, and that's the way it was for us, so yeah.
So as a child actor, what's one piece of advice you'd give to someone that wants to be where you were and where you are today?
I would say you gotta love it because it's hard. It's a hard road. There's a lot of no's for the yeses. You know, if you're kind of dragging your feet to run your lines, go to acting class, I'd say it's probably not for you because there's a lot of competition out there. There's a lot of people who do want it. You know. And I've, even been complacent from time to time in my upbringing. You're a kid, you want to kind of do normal stuff, but if you really want to have success and do big things, you got to make sacrifices as well. So, but honestly, the main thing, what I tell people and kids in particularly, is never give up. Yeah, there's a lot of people who come to LA or wherever and realize it's hard, and just, that they don't get their first thing or they don't get something for a year, but just like anything, it takes a lot of time, and if you want it, you really got to commit yourself to it, and just never give up, because what's cool about the industry as well is that it only takes one yes for everything to change. So keep going to class, doing what you're doing, researching, reading, watching film, and aligning yourself. And when the time is right, then you'll get that one yes.
To piggyback off of that, I want to know, as an actor, every project brings different challenges. So what did you learn on this that you're going to use for your career going forward? Yeah,
that's a great question. You kind of take things from every project going forward, things that didn't work, things that did work. For this particular project, it was the biggest voiceover job I've done. I've done a couple little jobs here and there, and I've only been doing voiceover for a few years, but just the idea of when you're in front of the camera, even if you're like in character or whatever, there's still that vain part of you in the back of your head. It's like, oh, like how do I look right now, And this, I really just got to dive into not caring about that. You're in the booth, there's not a camera on you, all you get to control is the voice. And so I think just going for it, I think it was a big part of this project. And when I'd done some voiceover jobs in the past, it's been like limited amount of lines, but this was like a lot, and so I really got to dive into the art of voiceover, and so I did learn a lot from it.
Piggybacking off of that, what did you base your voice of Damian and Robin off of anything specific from Robin animated history, or how did you approach doing the voice of Damian?
I think I approached it pretty much, I think I took from Batman a bit, just that feel, you know what I mean? Even though he wasn't raised by Bruce, I just love that sort of feel, and so I kind of tinkered around with some different voices. I kind of did them for my friends, would read some of the script out to my mom or whatever, and I didn't want it to be like cheesy, but I also did want it to be sort of dark and brooding and teen angsty. But it was mainly just me, man. It was me with like a little bit of I kind of toned my voice up a little bit. I'm older, and so I wanted to sound a little bit younger, and I just sort of got into this like sort of voice for it.
Are there any other DC characters that you would like your Damian to team up with in any possible future projects?
Is the Flash DC? Yeah, I think Flash.
We're going to move all those guys up there, and now we're going to. We just need.
I would love to be able to play Damian again. It was a lot of fun, and I think I've, learned even a little bit more about Damian since I've done the project, read a little bit more about it, so I would love to be able to continue. Yeah. It was really fun.
Would you like to play Damian in a live action film?
Oh my gosh, that would be so cool. Yeah, that would be just awesome. Who knows? Maybe they're teeing all of it up.
I mean, or any other DC character for that matter.
Yeah. Well, my friend Noah is in Black Adam. He plays Adam Smasher, and we were just talking about it the other day. He was like, maybe we'll play on screen together. Maybe I'll be actually Damian Wayne for real. So.
Could have done manifest. Could have manifest.
Yeah, you gotta manifest. That's what it's about, man. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you,
nice
rock,
to meet
bro.
you guys. Have a good one, guys.
You too. Enjoy. Have a great time.
All right.